sitting through a lot of the conference that they're having out there, because this is where they reveal what their plans are for all of us. So while the alt-right media is busy talking about men being men and women being women, they're not informing people out there of what these globalists actually have planned for us. And of course, that's done by design. And it's not a coincidence that AI governance continues to be the theme at the same time that Donald Trump is bringing in AI infrastructure in America. And Larry Ellison was speaking.
Okay, I want to start off by giving all praises. Let me say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Halal La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Recha Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elder bishops here in Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect scattered abroad. I'm the brother Taza Wolf in the GMS New Jersey camp, and just here again this morning, really early afternoon, just here to do a quick lesson. You know, Lord willing, I hope you're edified, or you know, get something from the lesson that builds upon your faith. There's a video that I came across yesterday, and I forgot this guy's name. He had another page before, but he also mentioned, and he knows that we're the Israelites, all right? And I think at one point a couple years ago, I think he was bucking up to it, if I'm not mistaken. But now there was a video I saw the other day with him, and toward the end of the video, he kind of mentioned us being the Israelites in his own way, you know? So I said, yeah, he knows, you know, he finally coming along and realizing, all right, who we are, all right? And he's about truth, you know, he sees what's going on with the mind control, all right? He sees what's going on with even Nero, all right? And I say Nero as Donald Trump, because in our reality, all it is good cop versus bad cop, all right? So I'm gonna play a little bit of the video, and I'm gonna stop it and pause it and speak as well. So without further ado, here we go.
At this conference, and you need to listen to the stuff that Larry Ellison says. He is yoked up with Donald Trump. You might remember on day one when Donald Trump talked about the AI infrastructure, he brought Larry Ellison out, Larry Ellison of Oracle, and he talked about those personalized custom shots that they're going to have for all of us in order to cure cancer. I'm sure most of you remember, and a lot of people out there couldn't believe that on day one, Trump once again was out there talking about personalized custom gene editing, but nonetheless he did, until people do not see that Donald Trump is one of them implementing the New World Order governance structures. So
right.
I took some clips.
That's a good point. All right. The fourth industrial revolution, or like he said, establishing, you know, this infrastructure for the beast system, as is written, all right, in Revelations 13 and 16. Okay. I wanted to bring a quick precept out. Salaki, I'm being distracted because I'm driving and I'm trying to make sure I go the right way on the highway. But the infrastructure, okay, I want to look up something. So let me see here if I can. Right. So all right, I typed in building the infrastructure, fourth industrial revolution, and it says the fourth industrial revolution is a period of rapid technological change that is transforming infrastructure and society. All right, so let me keep my eyes on this road. But anyway, if you look up the fourth industrial revolution, it deals with, like he mentioned, gene editing. It deals with transhumanism. It deals with artificial intelligence, man merging with computer, or man merging with machine, how you want to say it. And that's what he's doing, all right? Don't think that, DJ Trump, aka Nero, is really for the people or for you, okay? You have to understand that there's a right and a left hand, which is red and blue, or you can say plebeian patricians, Democrat, Republican. They're all a part of this pyramid, all right? And the elites are the ones calling the shots and pulling the strings, all right? Presidents are not elected, they're selected. And he mentioned here the World Government Summit 2025, how they basically tell you to your face what their plans are for the future. And that's why it's not good to forget, when you watch these type of videos, because a year from now they'll be acting upon what they spoke about. Like, for an example, yesterday I did a video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kakadash on basically the fires. It was being exposed that the elite, all right, are breaking down and building up for Bill Gates and his smart cities out there in Arizona, when them fires in the houses was taking place. When that was taking place, it was already reported back in 2020 how they wanted to do that.
Inferno burnt it to the ground. LA County was in the process of joining the Smart City project.
So we all know the technology is rapidly transforming the world we live in, but what you might not know is that in 2020, the former mayor Garcetti actually released a plan that was the Smart Plan of 2028. That was basically a timeline on how to transform LA into a smart city. On a very base level, the plan was basically to introduce technology into different transportation systems and corporate offices, but then COVID happened and we were all forced into a technologically advanced world.
You pasty mother. So while LA is pretty much still on fire, your ass want to go on live news, have an interview with these people talking about, yeah, we're getting ready for LA 2.0, and we're just quickly trying to build this stuff and get ready for the Olympics in 2028. So everybody that's just lost their house and all of the stuff they worked hard for, huh? I think it's time to call for extra on that.
They needed to build an infrastructure for the smart cities, all right? And these smart cities are real. It's not a conspiracy. They want to put you into a smart city, which is they want to put you in this sort of control where you don't have to leave your town, you don't have to leave your neighborhood, and AI will control everything around you. They can always monitor you, and everything will be convenient. That's the building infrastructure they want for you, which is a part of the NWO. And Trump is the same. He's just playing the good cop, all right, and bad cop thing. Matter of fact, just to sum it up, auto app chaos, order out of chaos, problem, reaction, solution. They create a problem, the people react, and then they bring a solution. And that's how it's been going for decades now. All right. So let me look at this again. The fourth industrial revolution, 4IR, a period of rapid technological change that is transforming infrastructure and society. Yeah, jobs is gonna, certain robots gonna take over jobs, and that's gonna leave, people to be stuck at home collecting, a government check, which is the universal basic income. And Biden spoke about that, and that's a part of the plan once they get up and running these Bill Gates smart cities. And what I see is that these devils are behind, according to their plan of Agenda 2030. And I was saying yesterday in the lesson as well that you can see it. They burnt down all those homes so they can build these smart cities. But wait till their focus is on the money system, which we're dealing with now. It's going to be a big crash. Something big is going to happen to where it's going to cause a great crisis. People are going to die behind these things, man. The lights could go out and all that, because they have to change the infrastructure on how you buy and sell. Commerce. And that's when, of course, you have what you call gradualism and conditioning. They gradually put it in, and then they condition you. Now they're talking about the new ID, you know, and the way that you buy and sell is already changing, but they're gonna have to really shut the shit down that we're used to and make a new way to pay. And that's by like how China been doing it for over 2 years now, the palm reading, all right, or the RFID micro C-hip reading, you know. And there's a lot of Edomites out there that got the micro C-hip, which is the M.O.T.B, all right. They already got it because they think it's cool, you know, to be you know, customized and, you know, making life more convenient, you know, because they want to be so much in the future, which they think that we're going to be living here with technology in our bodies and all around us and taking over our lives. It's not going to happen. So anyway, let me continue. I'm doing a little bit of talking, but bear with me, right? It says smart building in cities. Buildings are becoming more, no. That's basically it. You can look up fourth industrial revolution. That's basically it. So let's continue on in this video.
From Larry Ellison speaking. I broke it down into 3 parts so you could hear each one specifically about AI superintelligence. Again, spewing at the mouth about how there's going to be these personalized shots for all of us to cure cancer. He goes on to talk about the digital ID, which is very important for people out there to pay attention to, and biometrics, how passwords will be obsolete by the end of 2025. They've been conditioning you with that, with pass keys and other things, using your finger, using your retina to scan. This is part of what they are going to implement. Biometrics, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking mark of the beast, we're talking digital IDs. Then of course he goes on to talk about AI governance. So let me play for you the first clip where he talks about AI.
Right. Now he mentioned biometrics, which is dealing with the body. All right, which is dealing with the body, and that plays along with the M.O.T.B. All right, Revelation 13:16, as he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand on his forehead, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. All right, and that word mark goes into the Greek word charagma. Charagma is a brand, a device that goes underneath the skin. And if you want to go deeper, you go into the root word of charagma, which is charax, and that's the actual instrument that inserts the charagma underneath the skin, man. All right. Slovakia. Okay, so let's continue on in the video.
Superintelligence. And this is important for anybody who is a U.S. citizen, because Larry Ellison is going to be standing right next to Trump the entire way, where they're talking about AI governance infrastructure, talking about data and how we need to get everything digitized and online. That's one of the big things. And you might think that that's not a big deal, because of course we do most of your things online, right? But they want everything online. That means your birth certificate, your passport, your social security, every single thing you've ever done, any hotel you may have ever stayed at, any doctor's office appointment you've ever made, any health history, all of it. The data that they're building, these data centers, is you tracking and monitoring everything about you, including your genetic code and your genetic structure, because what they're ultimately talking about when they talk about gene editing is editing what it means to be a human being via this technology. So let's start here with the AI superintelligence. And again, listen to him talk about how AI, it's almost like a new brain. AI is able to figure things out that humans can't figure out. How important it is to move forward with AI superintelligence, and how his dear friend Elon Musk is going to be standing at his side as they bring this in.
Just to start with a general question. I mean, I sometimes describe this technology revolution as the 21st century equivalent of the 19th century industrial revolution, maybe more so. Give us your sense of the scale of this revolution, where it's taking us, and its implications, particularly for a lot of the people who are here today who are in government.
Well, about 18 months ago, when we began to fully grasp what the people at OpenAI, ChatGPT had achieved, a level of artificial intelligence that would actually advance human thinking. Where we created neural networks.
See that? Advanced human thinking. So it's all about transhumanism. So now there is no excuse, you know, for you different Israelite camps out there that go against the prophecy of Revelation 13:16. It's no excuse, man. And that's why the Lord set up true watchmen of Israel. I mean, the real watchmen, which is the brothers of Great Millstone, starting with the head apostles and the elder bishops. Because brothers are really watching videos and putting this out there for you to learn it. You know, Jake, you know, they Israelites, they know they Israelites, but, you know, they go out and teach on the days that they go out, but they're not really watching, you know, to see what Esau is up to. You know, where the videos at from these different camps where they're putting out the news. You know, they're the newscat, you know, they're the, giving you the forecast of the news of what's going on around the world. Where they at, you know? Because I don't see them, you know, and if they are, shit, show me. Because I only know the brothers, my brothers, you know, the family, brothers here in Great Millstone that are actually really putting in the work, you know? And then you got those, you know, you sit back and it makes it easy for you. Matter of fact, the book of Habakkuk said, make it plain upon tables for him that run that readeth it. So when you sit back and then you see the brother's video and the news come out, you get informed. You know, you might not even knew about that, you know, and brothers be watching and looking to see what the Lord's going to say to them until they reproved. You know, that scripture is heavy, man. Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Because brothers are real prophets, man. The prophets are back for real, man. You know, so it's good to watch the videos and take heed so you can measure the time diligently in itself. You know, this is important, man. So he said, advance the human thinking. The human thinking. How can you advance the human thinking? That has to deal with technology inside the body. Like he mentioned, biometrics. All right, biometrics. Okay. So let's continue.
It can answer questions that human brains would struggle with. When we came to grips with that, I made a speech and I said, is artificial intelligence the most important discovery in the history of humankind? And question mark, maybe. We'll soon find out. 18 months later, I think it's very, very clear. It is a much bigger deal than the Industrial Revolution, electricity,
wow.
Everything that's come before. We will soon have not only artificial intelligence, but much sooner than anticipated, artificial general intelligence. And not in too distant future, artificial superintelligence. What is artificial and superintelligence? I'll quote my dear friend Elon Musk. Well, Elon said about artificial superintelligence, I'm not looking forward to being a house cat.
Yeah, because Elon Musk also mentioned on the Joe Rogan a few years ago, he said Joe Rogan was asking him about how far we, you know, with this AI taking over, and he said we're close, and he said the only way that we're gonna be able to compete is if you join yourself up to it, meaning you hook yourself up to the technology, you know, because it's too advanced for even humans. Now, you would ask yourself, if these men were so wise, you know, these rich men, these men that rule the world, that created this system, you would think that why would they create such a thing? Or why, you know, why would they create such a thing that would be more powerful than them? You know? But this showed you that this is the damn devil. The devil. Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So these devils thinking that, you know, they're going to break down and build up. And they're going to bring us into a new world, meaning a refreshed kainos, right? A new world, a new society where AI and digital, you know, a digital society, transhuman society is going to control us, and they're gonna be in control over AI. These devils are sick, man. 1 and 9. These devils are sick, man. All right, and they ain't right, man. They ain't right at all. So he mentioned a few things. I'm driving. I wish I could look up. I'm gonna watch the video again. I gotta make sure I look up what he's talking about. But he said something about super. And so let's wind this back a little bit.
AI super intelligence, and how his dear friend Elon Musk is going to be standing at his side as they bring this in.
Just to start with a general question. I mean, I sometimes describe this technology revolution as the 21st century equivalent of the 19th century industrial revolution, maybe more so. Give us your sense of the scale of this revolution, where it's taking us, and its implications, particularly for a lot of the people who are here today who are in government.
Well, about 18 months ago, when we began to fully grasp what the people at OpenAI, ChatGPT had achieved, a level of artificial intelligence that would actually advance human thinking. We created neural networks that could answer questions that human brains would struggle with. When we
Near what he say? Right. Let me continue. Slide.
Came to grips with that. I made a speech and I said, is artificial intelligence the most important discovery in the history of humankind? And question mark, maybe. We'll soon find out. 18 months later, I think it's very, very clear. It is a much bigger deal than the Industrial Revolution, electricity, everything that's come before. We will soon have not only artificial intelligence, but much sooner than anticipated, artificial general intelligence, and not in too distant.
Artificial general intelligence. Artificial general intelligence, meaning. Okay. Artificial general intelligence, AGI, is the idea of a machine. Is an idea of a machine that can learn and understand any intellectual task that a human can. Wow. I mean, I thought that was AI. I thought, So it basically, I guess, an AI that is more human-like. Okay? I think they call it Scythians or something, if I'm not mistaken. But let me read that again. Artificial general intelligence, AGI, is an idea of a machine that can learn and understand any intellectual task that a human can. Okay, so let's continue.
Future artificial superintelligence. What is artificial superintelligence? I'll quote my dear friend Elon Musk. Well, Elon said about artificial superintelligence, I'm not looking forward to being a house cat.
I mean,
so we will have incredible reasoning power, the ability to discover things that would elude human minds, because this next generation of AI is going to reason so much faster, discover insights so much faster, whether it's being able to diagnose cancer in early stages, or design therapies, custom design vaccines for those cancers, custom made for your genomics and your specific tumor antigens.
So basically, this technology is so advanced that it's going to be able to, what they would say, okay, which they would say they can cure you. This is why Yuval Noah Harari said in many videos how they don't need the Most High. All right.
You say that the latest human quest is immortality and divinity. We're all trying to be superhumans. Is that actually happening?
Yes, in places like Silicon Valley, equality is out, but immortality is in. Everybody's talking about immortality. Google has just established 2 or 3 years ago a sub-company called Calico, whose stated aim is to solve the problem of death. We've solved search, now we'll solve death. And they are not the only ones. And basically they are saying death is not some metaphysical phenomenon. We don't have to wait for the second coming of Christ in order to solve it. A couple of geeks in a laboratory can do it.
Are they doing it?
Yeah, they are investing billions in that. Not only them, but all over the world. Basically, there are 3 ways. You can use biological engineering to change the human body, to speed up natural selection. You can use cyborg engineering, which is combining organic with inorganic parts. And you can create completely inorganic life forms. It will be not only the greatest revolution in history, it will be the greatest revolution in biology ever.
Will we still be human?
Not in the sense that we understand humanity today.
And they're way more advanced than the Most High, so he said. This is why Yahushua is coming back. Alright? You know, when you watch videos like this, and you get to see these world leaders who are building the infrastructure, they got the think tanks that's putting these ideas in there, you understand why Yahushua has to come back. Alright, Matthew 24, the Lord said, at least he shortened the days for the elect's sake, at least no flesh will be saved. No flesh will be saved, no organic. You know, everything will be rewritten, or let me say, forged. The Most High's creation will be forged with Esau's signature. You know, this is why it's a big thing for them to rearrange, you know, your DNA. Put that 3rd strain on it, you know, so they can forge what the Most High created. And I'm also thinking about Yuval Harari when he said in his video, he said God made organic, but he said we are making unorganic. He mentioned how the AI will also rewrite the Bible. You know, the AI will be God. You know, so they will have you worshiping AI. You know, they will have you worshiping technology, man. So if we don't get saved, and we're here in this wicked society, and these devils have, you know, this future that they look for, we're all doomed. All right. But see, there's hope, because the Lord gave us hope. All right, he gave us the word, man. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, man. He gave us the word, okay? And his word is true, you know. Now, I can't really go into the scriptures right now. So, you know, hey, brothers, if you're watching, leave your comment, leave your precepts on the comment board, man. If you thought of a precept in this lesson, if you're watching, just leave a precept in the comment board, you know. That will help the lesson, you know. But let me play a little bit more.
AI super intelligence. This is the future that they're trying to build out. Telling you the need for these data centers, how things have become, the system itself has become worn down. The system itself can't handle the information that it needs to handle, because the system that they want to build is a monitoring and tracking system that's going to monitor and track everything, right, including what's underneath your skin.
That's right.
These supercomputers are to pretty much enslave you.
That's
and
right.
Remember,
Yep. And he's on point. He's on point, man. He's on point. They have forums. If you watch my videos, you know I said this, and I brought the videos out as well, so you can see it. They had forums where they showed you how they want to change the way even jobs operate. The boss is supposed to learn. Your brain pattern. So you could be at a job and you could be, you know, thinking about home, thinking about, you know, something to eat. And if your mind is not on the task at hand, the boss is able to read that and call you in his office and chew you out, you know? They put it in a video where the woman was admiring a man at the job. So her mind was off her task. And then the guy saw her brain patterns not on the task. So what he did is that he called in the office, or he told her to get back to work and focus. Are you telling me that you want to have a life where this devil can have that sort of power to know what you're thinking, and you getting in trouble for what you're thinking? Think about it. It's not what goes in the mouth, or what comes out of the mouth, right? Hey, the scriptures say the mind is desperately wicked. Who can know it? So yeah, sometimes you got crazy thoughts. Sometimes, you know, stupid stuff come across your mind. But as long as you don't manifest the shit and you don't act upon it, and you recognize what it is, if it's wrong or right, and your thoughts, you know, because sometimes your thoughts ain't your thoughts, it's spirits. You know, it could be right and righteous, or it could be wicked. And as long as you don't act upon it, you all right. You know, if you curse it out, you know it's wicked, you ask the Lord, demon, y'all about me, I'll rebuke, you know. But these devils, nah. What you think about me? What you say? Imagine you said your boss, you motherfucking fat, you know what I'm saying? And he'll know this shit, man. Oh, you're out. Get the hell out of here, man. There's no way we could live like that, man. No way, man. So let's continue.
Everything you do will be inside of these data centers. Everything that you say, and eventually everything that you think. When we have the Neuralink technology moving forward, placed inside many human beings around us, obviously not myself or people like you would never allow that. But you might look around and say, well, they'll never get away with that. People will never want that.
Right.
All it takes is a little manipulation to get a lot of these suckers on board. So next up is the digital ID. And this is something they've been harping on at these events for years. Part of why they did the outbreak in 2020 wasn't just about poisoning people. It was about getting people on board with a digital ID. They were trying to get you obsessed with social tracking, right? Remember all of the tracking things, contact tracing, all that stuff? That was about the digital ID. They thought you would get so afraid of the propaganda and the fear that they were putting out that you would want it so that you knew if somebody next to you had it or didn't have it. You'd want to know where the person next to you was traveling to in case they went somewhere that was a hotbed for the disease. That was part of the hypnosis they were trying to create. It didn't work, but that doesn't mean that they're taking their foot off the pedal for the digital ID, because global enslavement runs through the digital ID. So here he is talking about the digital ID, Tony Blair, who has been an advocate for the digital ID for a long time. I have many videos on the website where Tony Blair is openly, constantly obsessing with the digital ID. In fact, he was one of the people who said we needed a digital passport during the outbreak, and how we would need to know who has it and who doesn't. So who could be allowed to come in places and who couldn't be allowed to come in places like restaurants, etc. And since then, Tony Blair has just shifted his propaganda on why we need a digital ID, because they couldn't use that narrative anymore. So he uses the digital ID as something that we need to be able to follow the immigrant crisis. Who's coming in, who's coming out. And that's exactly what Donald Trump has shifted to here in America, to get MAGA on board with a digital passport. Probably be called in America a freedom passport or something ridiculous like that, because that's all it takes for these people to actually get on board with these globalist agendas. Just label it freedom, you know, red, white, and blue. Oh yeah, I'm in on the digital. It's the freedom mark of the beast, right? I'm sure that'll be next. But here he is talking about how passwords will be obsolete. I've talked about this. They've been conditioning you with passkeys. I'm sure you've all noticed it, how hard they're making it for you to log into Gmail or whatever email account you use, websites,
right. Yeah,
etc.
Yeah, because I heard about that. No longer passwords, even to get on a computer, your personal computer at home. To sign in, you're gonna have to give this ID up, you know, some sort of ID. So that's to track you. You know how if you go to a library, I don't know how it is for everybody else, but I'm pretty sure it's still the same. When you go to a public library, they give you a barcode, you know, they give you a number. So when you get to the computer, you type in that barcode, right? And it helps you log into the internet. And then you get to use the internet and do what you want. But if anything go wrong within that time and that barcode was given to you, that's under your name. They want to do this on a personal level, you know, to where you identify yourself in everything. So this is the big tracking system that they're implementing right now. And that's why we tell you what's going to come to pass is the prophecy of the micro C hip. right? Now, I don't want to keep playing on. This is a long video. He do got some interesting topics in here. I might have to double back and you know, continue where I left off here. And you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. So I want to make a maybe not too long of a video. Hope you got something from it. And you know, pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that he speed up these times for the elect's sake. Matter of fact, I gotta bring a scripture out, and since I quoted that one, we're gonna read that one. That's Yahweh Shai speaking, right? So Matthews 24 and verse Salakia 24 and verse 24. Nope, 22. But we're gonna start with verse 20. This is Matthews 24 and 20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is the anointed, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false anointeds and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. All right, if it was possible, but it's not possible for them, for the elect to be deceived. You know, so hopefully you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elder bishops here in Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's elect. Shalom.